Well, welcome back into the Reese Senior Bowl film room. Last week, we analyzed offensive tackle Cedric Ogbuehi from Texas A&M. Today, we're going to go on the other side of the football and take a peek at defensive end Preston Smith from the resurgent and #1 ranked Mississippi State Bulldogs. So Preston Smith, defensive end from Mississippi State, he's 6'4½", about 270 pounds. This gives him the physical dimensions, the physical traits to perhaps play in the 4-3 like he does with the Bulldogs, or perhaps even grow into a position in the 3-4. Regardless, one of the things that he has to do as a defensive end in the NFL is play at the point of attack. And here Mississippi State is on defense, of course, down on the goal line, LSU. And I want you to watch and see what he does with this tight end from the Tigers. The hands are inside. The hands are inside. There's no ground given. He gets off the block, and Mississippi State gets a stop down here on the goal line in the early part of this game. Now here's an end zone shot of it. Preston Smith in a three-point stance over the tight end. Again, is able to separate from the block, make a play at the point of attack. Here's the very next snap. Same thing. Hands are inside, defeats the block of the tight end, builds a wall, and they get a stop on Kenny Hilliard, the running back for LSU. And one more time from the end zone, discards the tight end, gets off the block, and allows the Mississippi State defense to converge on the running back for a big stop down on the goal line. So we gave you a couple of examples of Preston Smith playing at the point of attack. The other thing that a defensive lineman has to do in the NFL is play the run from the backside. And here, LSU is going to run the football away from Preston Smith. You're going to see him separate from a block, go down the line of scrimmage, and ultimately make the tackle on the LSU running back. So he's got the size to separate from the block at the point of attack, and now he's got the foot agility and the balance to get down the line and make a play. So we've given you some examples of Preston Smith playing at the point of attack and then the backside of the run game. How about pass rush? And one of the real positives about him as a prospect is the fact that he has the versatility to not only rush from the outside, but to also go inside as a potential sub-rusher in the NFL over a guard or a center. And here it is against LSU again, and you see Preston Smith move down over the outside shoulder of the guard, and he is able to penetrate and puncture the pocket and move the LSU quarterback off the spot for a pressure. So again, here he is on the outside shoulder of the guard. He's got excellent hand use, and then he's able to force his way through the interior of the pocket. And at 6'4½", 270, 275, he's got enough length to reach through and affect this LSU quarterback. So we saw Preston Smith rush from the inside. Now here it is very late in the LSU game when the Tigers made a bit of a comeback, and he's going to rush from the outside left. Now that puts him against the right tackle, and typically the right tackle is not as good of a pass protector as the left tackle. That holds true pretty much in college and professional football. And with Preston Smith, he may not have the super elite speed to be a right end as a pass rusher, but as a left end, you can see him have some success here. Again, with a little bit of a dip move, and then he's able to get around the corner and flush the LSU quarterback to his left and out of the pocket. So here is Smith in the 4-point stance, gets a nice takeoff, dip in, dip out, uses his left hand to swat and pull through this LSU tackle. And again, you don't see the acceleration that might be needed from the right side defensive end, the offense is left. But certainly from this position against a right tackle, he's got enough to push this quarterback into maybe a more elite pass rusher at the next level. So Preston Smith, the value of versatility. Fits a 4-3, could potentially find a role in the 3-4, and can give you inside and outside pass rush in your sub-passing defense.